out. The opening clip is about 40 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Daddy.
My name is Aaron Brand. I always thought I was doing the right thing and preparing for life. I was the first in my class in college in computer science. I joined the military and became a fighter pilot and won many medals for distinguished service. I've always lived between this world and the other. I'm now a covert agent, a mercenary for any nation that wants to control another.
All right.
Hello and welcome to the worst movie ever made. Experimental movie podcast designed with one thing in mind. Find the worst movie ever made. I'm your host, Chris Ackman. I'm joined by my co-hosts and fellow mad scientists, Rob Scucci and Bob Hassick. Hey guys, how are you? And why are we doing Neil Breen's Double Down?
It's because of Rob.
Because I've broken you guys. I broke myself, and I need you guys to be on the level of brokenness that I am. We are doing Double Down because Fateful Finding was a clean sweep last season, right? And and I just wanted to test our theory to see if he actually does make the worst movies. For entertainment value, I feel like Brainiacs like myself. Just we know what the assignment is. I still don't know if he's in earnest. I still don't know if he's in on the joke. I've watched all 6 of Neil Breen's movies and the 3-hour 5-film retrospective that came out before Cade Torture Crossing. I still can't crack the enigma that is Neil Breen, and I hope you two will help me get to the bottom of whether he's sincere and delusional or if he's an Andy Kaufman level troll who knows exactly what he's doing. I still have not decided. So, Bob, how are you? Would you like to describe Double Down with Neil Breen after the bumper?
I'm honestly not mad you picked this because it fits our canon. You know, it works for this show. But I don't think I could do it again. I don't think I could do it again. Like, if there was a third one, and I know there's a third one, I'm going to have to quit. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So, you want to run this? Okay, let's go.
Bob, what are you doing over there? Explain yourself. And while you're at it, explain the movie.
All right.
All right, so this is a desert-dwelling dude donning diverse devices, deadly drugs, and a dead damsel.
Wow. See, this is why he's the best. This is why he's the best. They all make sense.
I'm not the best, but I'm the best at that. Okay, here we go.
Hell yeah.
So we watch a man, played by Neil Breen, of course, who stumbles, and this is for Rob, and occasionally runs through desert landscape after desert landscape. Uses many computers at once. He uses many computers at once to keep cities from exploding, apparently. Makes poison, kills a newlywed, helps a crusty old man and gets a magic rock. Heals a girl's brain cancer with said magic rock. Yep. Meets up with his dead girlfriend most days. Tries to close down the Las Vegas Strip. Starts a terrorist plot involving bioterror, and eventually stops the terrorist plot. And we get to see Neil Breen's, Neil's nutsack or Breen's bare ball, whichever you like the sound of better.
Nice. That's beautiful, Bob. Nice, succinct explanation. Shows you the strength of the film. Yeah. So. All right, let's throw it to the best YouTube comment.
Oh, here we go. This YouTube comment makes me wanna. Oh, it makes me wanna. Oh my god, it makes me wanna. Another Breen masterpiece. No expense was spared for this gem of a movie, including script, plotline, special effects, and acting. With Breen's rippling new muscles, a testament to his seriousness of Breen's important role as a multi-talented cyborg, government super agent, hitman, terrorist, Anthrax distributor, direct TV installer, 90s flip phone, and car collector, Breen also collects tuna cans. Plus, Breen would be Usain Bolt in a sprint any day. An Academy Award, and then the run emoji.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that was Rob who wrote that.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
I checked my history.
Good job, bro.
I didn't get too high and write that and fall asleep. That was actually somebody else.
All right, let's start to test number 1. Ain't that a pitch?
Yeah.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth!
My job sucks.
Well, I'm sold. That's a pitch.
I like the Breen bumpers against the Breen movie, and it's Bob, Rob,
too.
Chris this week.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
first
cool.
this week. This is not that good, but I still like it. There once was a super intelligent guy named Neil Breen who floated in a way where you could see what's in between. Injecting poison into a ripe strawberry, seeing a part of him that's long and hairy. We've watched 2 now. If Rob gets his way, it's another 16.
Yeah. All right. Cell phones, laptops, satellites, and tuna. Aaron Brand has so many ways to nuke ya. The love of his life died in a pool while his fruit bowl stayed cool. Where are you? Where are you? I love my country. Ah!
Yes.
An incredible
Abstract.
computer electronic and biochemical brainiac is hired by other countries for a Vegas bio attack. But big twist surprise. An assault on the eyes. A 50-year-old man's pool floating ball sack.
They're all winners in my mind.
It feels like a team win this week.
Team win.
We did all talk about his balls.
Team 4, team 5, team 4.5, team 5. How do you guys want to? I'm gonna.
I'll
say
say
4.
5.
Okay, I'll say 4 or 5, but you can say 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say 4 or 5 as well. So I was like, what, 4, 6, 6? Team 4,
Yeah,
6, 6. All right.
Okay. Well, shame on me for being positive. It's not that kind of world these days. All right, let's start to test number 2, the most offensive.
Yeah.
A day without sex is a day wasted, man.
All right, how about another clip? I always say this is our first clip of the day without realizing that our opener is obviously the first clip.
Intro doesn't count. I mean, like, you're good.
All right, this is our first clip of the day. This is number
5.
This is Tuna Man.
I don't need much to live on anymore. I just eat tuna out of the can and live in the car.
He says it.
I went a little longer just to get the swerve of him almost.
Yeah, I don't know. Why does he only eat dry tuna?
I don't know. I guess because it's shelf stable. You don't need to refrigerate it or heat
And
it.
it's all lean protein, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even that bad. Have you ever had just dry tuna?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
alright.
it's okay.
I'm a tuna boy.
I'm a tuna boy too. We're not tuna men like him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Having that many tunas, I think at some point, it becomes a little much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if I eat tuna halfway through the day on like day 3, I'd throw up.
Yeah, I always make a big batch, like 3 cans worth of like tuna salad. I'm like, I want to do tuna melts for like the next 3 days. And then like by day 2, I'm like, how can I get rid of this tuna? How can I offload this tuna faster?
Yeah, imagine if you could only eat it straight out of the
Because when you're in a mood for a good like tuna melt, it hits the spot. But then you have way too much of it and you're like, oh, the mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I miss the old Captain's Catch tuna melt, to be honest with you.
Good stuff.
So good.
Succulent.
All right, number
4.
the old excuse me Anthrax application. This was no Mission Impossible style tiny bit prickled into the arm hair and Anthrax deadly scenario here. This is for Neil Breen, who somehow is just able to handle like a handful of anthrax no problem as long as he has a glove on.
Yeah.
Right.
Walking up to some random citizen in Las Vegas and rubbing their entire arm down with anthrax and not getting caught.
You know what the best part about that is too? He says it will kill him instantly, and in the same breath, he says he'll be dead in 5 minutes.
Right.
Oh, that's amazing. I wish I caught that. That might have been worse dialogue.
I've watched it 3 times, so I don't.
Oh, what? Right.
Okay. You're not at fault here. I am.
Me and Chris have barely seen it once.
I know.
I'm not sure we actually watched the whole thing.
Yeah, there were times where I was pulling the Rob and watching it at 2x.
Yeah.
It was when he was running through the desert, and let me tell you, it made it even funnier. Number
3.
Hey, this is another clip. How about that? This is But You Don't. Let's see if you know what I mean.
My girlfriend and I always wanted to have children, and now all of that's been taken away from me. I work as a freelance agent now for many countries, making millions of dollars on many various covert assignments. I've been giving away the money to children's support charities all over the world.
You could have said myriad.
Orphanages, hospitals, and schools. And to support the evacuees of natural catastrophes all over the world, like hurricanes, like Katrina. I can do better for them than most mismanaged and dishonest governments can.
And others.
My orders from another country are to shut down the Las Vegas Strip for 2 months.
Me and other countries.
Like Ron Howard and others.
Well, so if he is mentioning how he is a millionaire in this movie and how he donates to various and multiple charities or whatever.
Yeah. After Katrina and others.
Right. But I looked up Neil Breen and he has participated in fundraisers. Like he has had his hair cut.
Yeah.
But there's no record of him directly donating to charity. And he's a millionaire self-funding these stupid fucking movies instead of doing exactly what he says he does as this hero character in this movie.
Yeah, well, it's fantasy.
Yeah.
It's his fantasy.
Did you look up Aaron Brand though? How much did he donate? The character that Neil Breen is playing that he mentions his name once. He only mentions his name once.
Many
and several. Yes.
Yeah, several billion. Definitely. All right, number 2. Bob, you made mention of this one already, but the super sandy sleep stack storage of a spouse's skeleton.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That was good.
Thanks.
That was a good one.
So I wanted to say this so bad, but he does go over and just check on her every once in a while. And sometimes she has hair, and other times she is just a pale skeleton.
Yeah.
Not really sure what's going on there, but he just unzips his wife and takes a peek, like see what level of decomposition she's at this point.
Yeah.
Should have done some kind of like determining the deterioration of your I don't know, doubting dead something.
Damsel.
Bob, help me. Damsel. Yeah, there you go. Got it. By our powers combined. Bob could have done that so fast. All right, number.
Oh, this is number 1, right?
Yeah. 1. Anybody want to guess?
Oh, it's the one that Rob read in his limerick, right?
We all did.
The ball sack?
Yeah. Buoyant beanbag. So buoyant, in fact, that he is on his tummy in the water, but we still see that sack peeking through the thighs. Really nice. Really nice. Very,
he either
smooth looking.
Whether he's in earnest, he thought that was like a cinematic masterpiece of a shot. And if he was joking, he's like, "Oh, everybody saw my balls."
Really, I hope for his sake, everyone saw his one of his balls.
Yeah,
it was like a major look kind of thing.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen this movie and you want to see a 55-year-old's ball sack, check it out, peep it, because he's in the pool and you can see those testicles floating along the water, it's really something. Rob, why don't we throw it to your ad read?
You mean Bob's ad read this week, right?
Oh, that's right. Bob's ad read.
Right.
Payoffs and greed were always the priority of my company. Like many companies, I'm afraid of going to prison. They now know my crimes.
Speaking of greed, here's Rob's
Bob's
ad
ad
read.
read.
Bob's ad read. I can't do it. Both tried to do it. How do we not know this by now?
Because it's long.
It's okay.
The Mario syncopation.
Yeah.
This is something we haven't talked about yet, so here we go. This week of the worst movie ever made is brought to you by various stock footage. Need to have somebody counting large bills of cash? Watch an alcoholic put his life savings on red? See somebody on a flip phone carrying a briefcase crossing the street? You need various stock footage. And various stock footage has partnered with Hot Dogs at 3 a.m. to record stock footage of a glistening tube of beef, pork, mystery glizzy swelling, then deflating into a gas station microwave, only to be ingested seconds later by you, a self-loathing, suicidal, body dysmorphic, lapsed Catholic, pretending to be a Tri-County Zone 1 sales representative for hot dogs, while actually you're a man who has a desire to murder with sacks of anthrax and syringes full of red poison. Various stock footage. You know you need some.
All right.
That was fucking fantastic. Wow.
Let's see how fact or no fact goes, and maybe we'll start trading more often.
I told Rob it was all him but me.
Well, I mean, yes, that was very in the style of Rob, Bob. But thank you so much, various stock footage and Hot Dogs at 3 a.m. for this pairing.
They're expanding into exciting new verticals that we have just begun to tap into.
Verticals. The next treat coming out on your rotating gas station hot dog vending line. Yes. Vertical treat. Check them out by various stock footage and Hot Dogs at 3 a.m. Thank you again so much. Let's head over to test number 3. This is the worst dialogue.
Yo, I'm out of here. Where you going? Across the street to Slinger Schlong.
As much as I love it, it's still some of the worst dialogue. This is the worst dialogue.
Number 5. This is annulment.
We're in Las Vegas. Hey, last night we went to the club, danced a lot, drank a lot, laughed a lot, had sex out by the fountains. Then we went down to the strip and we got married. Hey, this is Las Vegas, baby.
What? Who are you? We're married? What? How?
I've got the package. Where do you want it delivered?
No. I want to be married to you. I do. But I can't move.
What do you mean I picked up the wrong couple? Shit. The other couple, my target, went to the lake? I'll go find them. But I've changed my mind. Get out! Get out! The marriage is over. Get out!
Get out!
All right. Follow me, if you will. When he's like, by the fountains, we had sex, and then it flashes back to him just floating his balls on the fountain water while she's passed out.
Right. Right.
And then he's like, the package, I have it. Where do you want it delivered? As he picks them up. He like picks his balls out of the water.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I picked up the wrong couple. I forever want to watch Neil Breen float his balls on fountain water.
I was kind of surprised he said shh. I was kind of surprised he said shit. I didn't think they cursed in these movies.
Shit.
Yeah.
This was his debut, his directorial acting, writing, editing, producing debut. So he really wanted to show his edge.
Yeah.
To let the world know what Neil Breen's all about.
Yeah. Just put his balls on the table, so to speak.
Yeah.
All right, number
4. Yarg.
This is so awesome. You need to check out our YouTube channel to see the full breadth of this clip. Rob, where can
full package.
Yeah.
You can see it at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. It'll be live on Spotify at the normal release time, but the following Sunday you can get it on YouTube, which is the same exact thing, but for the YouTube audience.
Which is awesome. So, like, if you're a YouTube audience member and you want to see the pod, check out Spotify. It's got the video element as well. All right, this is medals.
I've been awarded every medal. The Medal of Honor. The Medal for Meritorious Service. Defense Meritorious Service. Joint Service Achievement Award. Armed Forces Medal. Purple Heart. Heroic Meritorious Achievement.
Employee of the
Bronze
Month.
Star. The Medal for Gallantry in Action. And I've never been so proud of our troops. But I have no love to live for anymore.
Jesus Christ.
So here's the thing. He has a Canadian tuxedo vest. He's like a denim battle jacket.
Yeah.
And he went to
only
Wikipedia
that.
and said, what military medals are there?
Absolutely.
And then he just read down the bullet points.
What are the medals of honor?
Yeah.
Yep.
I love the gallantry in the heat of battle or whatever. The fuck.
Yeah.
Like what? What scenario are they painting where he was like in the middle of a war and showed gallantry?
I just imagine like the oil painting of him like crossing the Delaware.
Yeah.
Like with his foot on the mast with his fist out.
Full like
Big
colonial
sideburns.
soldier thing with just his balls hanging out.
I'd say no pants.
Yeah.
Number 3. This is water.
It was good to see you at the lake the other day.
Yeah. Did you see them? My parents? No, never mind. You know, the public perception of what we do for a living really constantly amazes me. They think all that we do is drive around and get caught up in spectacular car chases and huge buildings blowing up and wild gunfire and so on. That only happens in the movies and in TV. It really doesn't happen in real life. In real life, everything we do is done very silently, undercover, and electronically. The public never knows what we're doing. It's all done in very, very secret ways. Can I have some water, please?
Grandma, can I get it?
Yes.
I'll get it. Excuse me.
So what was wrong with that? The part where he hands her a full glass of water and asks her for water?
Yeah, honestly, it's not even. It's him listing again, like the same thing again and again, where he's like,
yeah,
it's done in very secret electronic ways, in very, very secret electronic ways. Hey, can I have some water? Like you said, hands the little girl a half a glass of water to add water to, so that she can leave, so that her dad or her brother or her grandma, I don't know who these people are like, she's got a tumor in her head. Yeah. And then she comes back and he heals it. A complete side quest for Neil Breen.
Yeah.
Just, suddenly...
a big-time side quest.
Just suddenly healing some little girl's brain cancer. All right, speaking of quests, this is number...
2!
I love when you fill the dead air because you know it's going to take you like 4 seconds to find something and just like you find sounds. This is the quest.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. No damage.
How are you? Busy? You haven't changed.
Keep walking. I don't like this. Very busy, as a matter of fact, with all the worldwide action.
Are you still on that quest? What are you looking for anyway? Tell me about that quest.
What do you have for me this time? Cryptography? Hacking into a banking system? shutting down a power grid for a major city, cutting off the water system for half the country, hacking into the stock market, closing down a bank, fixing an election. It's all easy. Network-centric warfare.
Why does he list so many possibilities?
Because he's so bored and jaded by how awesome he is. He's just like,
yeah.
All right, what kind of high-level corporate espionage and germ warfare do you want me to get involved in today, Steve?
Yeah, basically, yeah, that's exactly right.
Oh my god, this should have been a series. It would have been better as a series. Every episode's another one of these corporate espionage episodes.
Yeah.
The cart to the side of the car that plants the like sticky putty tracker or whatever.
The spearmint gum with a fuse from Radio Shack on it. Yes, that.
Yeah, we're supposed to be impressed by his ability to sniff that out. Where she's just like, clunk in his car. Yeah. Oops, sorry about that. That's okay. No damage.
And there's no cards anywhere else. Like, it was like
they're not in a grocery store parking lot.
They're not, that's right.
But the guy, I love the agent that's like asking him about his quest twice.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen the video of the guy who's at the like buffet station, and it's an instructional video on how to like make?
We definitely have.
Yeah, he looks like Brad Taylor from Home Improvement, but it's not Brad Taylor from Home Improvement.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
We've all seen that for
guy,
sure.
But he's like 35, and he's like, "Hey, how's the weather out there? Did you catch the game today?" That video is fucking amazing, and that's what it reminded me of. But nothing compares to number 1, Daddy.
You know what? Fuck it.
That's classical conditioning for you. Instead of getting zapped by a taser, I just have to hear the worst song ever made. This is Patriot.
Can't go on with this. I can't go on with this. I'm an American. I love this country. My country.
Oh my god. Just wait.
Oh yeah.
In South Park, it was Gray Dawn, or when the old people are driving, and they all get let out of mass or like buffet at the same time, and the kids are playing like street hockey, and you hear, "Get out the street!" And it zooms out, and you see the little dot that is Randy frantically running towards them.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Get off the street! Get off the street! Oh, so awesome. Yeah, that there was what was his name? Adam Branch? What was it?
Brand. I think Adam Brand.
Adam Brand. Yeah, he just collapses into the sand and preaches about patriotism, and then he runs through the desert while screaming. Twice. I think it was the same sound clip, only the second time it was slightly lower.
Yeah. It was like the Willhelm scream, but with just Breen being used.
The
Willhelm Breen.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Not gonna look. All right, Bob. A nice joke there. I know because I made it too. But how about I pass this on to you with test number 4? This is the worst production.
My job sucks.
Yeah, so does your production, you skank.
So in order to not spoil the Fact or No Fact game, I did zero research, which is very unlike me. It's very unlike me for watching a movie, but at the same time, I did at least look up the wiki page for like something, and it was not. It was empty. It was like
they don't have one. It's just on his regular. Yeah.
It was like pointing to a gambling term called double down, and I'm like, okay, that's not it. So I'm like, you know what? That's it. I'm not looking anything else up. So But I do know that if I did do a deep dive on Breen, it's a rabbit hole not worth the carrots at the end.
It is so. We are built differently because it's so fucking worth it.
I've seen.
I'm somewhere between the both of you.
I've seen the videos Rob send me and the text Rob sends me. I know we're not. Well, I know we're built differently. All right, I know that.
Definitely.
So my worst production tagline is continuity.
Yeah.
And I think you know what I'm going with this. So I'm going to give one example and say the rest of the movie kind of reflects it. So the old crusty man, bearded man, he had a bloody head, and the Rock was bloody.
Fuck.
And then he was bloody. The Rock was bloody. And then in the next shot, neither of them were bloody.
Yeah.
And actually, all subsequent shots, they were not bloody. And that kind of encapsulates the whole movie. Like, one thing happens, then it's different. And then it's the same, and then it's different. And I didn't like that. But that's Neil Breen for you. He's not about continuity. He's about scenes.
He's like David Lynch. Like, he wants to capture the feeling that he felt and then project it onto the audience to make them uncomfortable. And like, that's where the brilliance is. Like, you gotta get sucked into his perspective, right?
You're not wrong, except Lynch does it right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. I don't know. I'm a little tired for some kind of lynching joke without having to navigate the terrible, horrible American history.
The etymology of
yes. So
I think it's time to move on.
Yeah, let's go to 5. This is the worst acting.
He killed himself! He killed himself!
You can keep saying the words, but your acting's not getting any better. This is the worst acting.
I'm so happy.
Hey, remember our last clip, Patriot, when he was like, "Ah!" in the desert? All right, this is number 1. Number 1. This is oh.
We'll always be together. I need to know that something extraordinary is possible.
It is possible. It is possible.
Are they naked in this clip?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Ah!
Oh!
It is possible. Everything, all the time. It's always possible. And then you see her in the sniper shot, and just her head gets like blood on it again, like in the Walmart scene where the woman like secretly filming out of her window in full view
with like her JVC camera from Best Buy.
Yeah, it's like Jay and I used to record headless chickens on that thing.
Yeah,
which was our Jackass with Jim Davidson and
I remember those skits.
Hey guys. Really not funny at all. But she's got one of those camcorders, and then just like her head goes bloody, and you hear, and she's dead. And same with his wife to be or whatever, his fiance. Was he married to her? I don't know. Anyway, when she gets shot in the head, he's like, "Oh, geez," like he just dropped a jar of mayonnaise or something.
And then you had to imagine what happens is he then floats her out into the middle of the pool, and then he like doggy paddles out and like puts his arm around her and lays face down with her
what's
dead naked body.
Suicide attempt?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Or like ego. Maybe I think he was trying to represent ego death. Like he lost his purpose. I'm giving it too much credit, but I think
that's your job. That's what you do.
Wow.
You give it too much credit.
Hey! If you've got your bingo cards active, you've got a South Park reference from Rob and giving the film too much credit.
Yes.
Twice, because he also called Neil Breen David Lynch.
Because he's basically a retarded version of that. So yeah.
All right, let's jump to number 2. This is He Is He.
Speaking of secrets, there is one we want to share with you. Our daughter Megan was just diagnosed with brain cancer.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
There you have it. He just cured cancer.
Yes, he did with his little important rock.
And this is not the one where he is God, right, Rob?
No, and pass through. I'm confusing pass through with I am here now, but both of which he's godlike figure sent down to save Earth from its most deadly creation, which is humans. In one of them, he's a god, and another one, he's like an AI, a superior form of AI, which is basically just him shirtless with a motherboard taped to his chest.
Oh. Oh no.
Which was that? It's either I Am Here Now or Pass Through. It's basically the same movie, but one has immigrants.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure which, but it's next season's champion.
Yeah.
We enjoyed having you on the show, Bob. So yeah, I like that they're like, speaking of secrets, let me spill some tea. My daughter has brain cancer. And he's like, oh no, I'm sorry. It basically the equivalent of his wife getting shot in the head, and he's like, oh geez.
Yeah.
The acting could not be worse in this film. It's impossible. Let's throw to our last clip. Is that right? Our last clip of the day. This is number
3 or it's number 3, right? Yeah.
3. Yeah, unless you want to hit some abusers, of course. But this is genius.
You're a genius. The best. But you know that. No. This time, it's personal. An assassination. We want to kill someone. By killing their loved ones, we'll destroy their spirit, their heart, and hopefully, their organization.
You think when Neil Breen wrote the dialogue for that guy to read, he wrote, "We'll break there," and then like
he
paragraph
pauses
of space, and then on the next page it says spirit.
Yeah, so whoever was holding the cue card, like they had stop and lick their finger to like separate the pages, and then drop the cue card.
Yeah, it's pretty much what it sounded like.
Yeah, that guy was awful. Again, he was like, "How's the weather out there? See this for the game? What's your favorite dessert?"
Now, Chris, I may have messed the order up. Do you have 2 more official clips that aren't abusers for this episode?
I don't know. Maybe.
Can I name them really quick?
Oh, they're honorable mentions, right?
Yes.
I think okay. Is one?
I didn't know if they were catch-all or offensive. No, there's one called Simple and there's one called Double 9/11.
Yeah, let's hit Double 9/11.
All right, cool. I'll call it an honorable mention.
Yeah, for now.
We haven't located him yet, but he's very near.
All right.
Very close. At the top of our list. He will kill anyone, anywhere, to advance their terrorist goals. He is planning something very big. Bigger than 9/11 or any of the other large catastrophes we caught in time after 9/11. The public wasn't even aware of. This is chemical biological, the worst kind. It will take out half of Las Vegas Strip in 1 week.
Silently.
Yeah.
No one's going to know. I'm always amazed at how governments all over the world are so concerned about nuclear missiles and nuclear bombs, and all the very expensive and secret technology involved. The reality is that chemical and biological weapons can be much more destructive to societies and economies than nuclear weapons.
The cicadas.
Oh, he didn't.
Oh, I had to end eventually, please.
Yeah.
Sorry. What's the other honorable mention? Does it?
It's called Simple. Yeah, it's called Simple.
Let's just fucking play it.
Let's just fucking play it. Yeah, because like there's no. We are doing our best to capture the continuity that Neil Breen has. By me, kind of on me. I forgot that they were honorable mentions, and but this movie's circular. Time's a flat circle in Double Down, so we're gonna go with Simple.
I developed a way to control any computer or satellite the government had. The fact that I became so individually, electronically powerful scared my government as well as others. It was that power that caused them to assassinate my fiancée and break my heart forever. It caused me to reevaluate what I was doing for my country, and that maybe other countries would be interested in my services.
Other countries.
You know, the other ones.
And others.
It's always others.
After all, I controlled access to the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. I control access to anything and everything, even from my little simple, brilliant setup.
And the best part is like he's standing. It's his BMW or Mercedes, and it has 2 direct TV dishes affixed to the trunk, and there's like 7 laptops that are never turned on, and he'll like punch his finger on like 3 keys, and then put one laptop down, then grab another one, and then it cuts to him sitting in the back seat with like 3 laptops on his lap, and he's just like doing the poking across them.
Yeah.
And then he
Just
like
a
walks.
couple of clicks.
Yeah. And then he walks a mile that way and like finds a garbage bag under a rock and then like pulls the garbage bag up and it's the same laptop. And he's just like
You know what they really needed? They needed Jack Black in a van with like some tech to be the guy he's talking to when he's like unlocking the Ferrari or whatever. You know, like every time he pulls out the flip phone and he's like, now is time.
Yeah.
You know, let's do it. Let's do it now. There needed to be like a Jack Black on the other side that's like, okay, confirmed. And then just like with his headset, like
you need the 2 iconic hacker lines. I'm in.
Yes, I'm in. You need that. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, you need the 2 key turns to like accessible.
Yeah.
And it was just him.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, thank you for those honorable mentions that I totally forgot. Rob, why don't we throw it over to you for fact or no fact?
Sure.
Where are you? Where are you? Where are you?
Oh, by the way, are you seeing another therapist now?
No. There is no one else.
Are you sure about that?
I am not seeing any other therapist.
Sounds like Bob Foolery.
There are no other therapists.
Fact. Or no fact.
That was way faster than Rob and I.
So this is fact or no fact. This is a segment. Bob and I traded the ad read for fact or no fact. So I'm taking Bob's role on this test. The film was called Double Down. I'm calling it Troubled Clown. And so I'm going to give you 5 alleged facts, 4 of which are true, 1 of which is not. And you guys need to find out which one is not true. You guys ready?
Can't wait.
And I went a little long on these because I figured you got to be long-winded in the style of Neil Breen. So if you need me to repeat anything, exactly. If you need me to repeat anything, just let me know. Number 1. While not much is known about the financials to the Neil Breen Cinematic Universe, the common thread amongst people who have allegedly worked with him has been the same. While a non-union operation, he pays above the SAG union minimums, and he's very proud of the fact that he's legit.
Okay.
So basically, he pays above minimums even though it's not union. Number 2. The Ferrari that Neil Breen breaks into in Double Down with a flip phone, also seen in Fateful Findings, is Neil's actual Ferrari. He wants everybody to know this. Number 3. Double Down was shot in its entirety on 35mm film. Number 4. During an interview with Neil Breen explains the continuity errors in Double Down as the result of Aaron Brand's mental state. The overconsumption of canned tuna caused our hero to have mercury poisoning, and we're seeing everything from his perspective. And number 5. The only way to purchase a Neil Breen movie is through the website for the film in question. Neil Breen will then mail you a self-made DVD-R. Additionally, if the site for the movie you want is down or under construction, he will instruct you via Twitter to go onto one of the other movie sites and pay for it there. but you have to tell him which movie you're trying to buy when you submit the payment through PayPal.
Wow.
Jesus. That sounds like an ad read.
So if you need clarification
really
me to reread any of those, just let me know, and I'll gladly clarify the assignment.
I'm feeling good about it.
All right, who's going first?
Was effective.
I think Chris
Bob
is going
goes
first.
first.
Tiny. He never gets to go first.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, Chris.
Wow, really? I get to go first at something?
We're flipping the flip.
I love it, and I know that you guys always make me go second on every single thing, because I'm most likely.
Except for when it's your turn to go first, as per the rotation, which happens once every 3 weeks.
And then I win. Check the record.
Okay.
Definitely true.
Okay.
All right, I'm going with number 4. Continuity errors are due to tuna problems. Go ahead, Bob.
Oh wow. Okay.
I think I know why. Okay.
Well, you know what? What's this movie called? Double Down?
Double Down.
I'm doubling down. Continuity errors are because of canned tuna.
Why, Rob?
Because I may have, the edible may have taken hold, and I may have told you that was one of my own theories, and I forgot. Okay. So,
well,
just to go through the list.
True.
Just to go through the list. You guys both won. You doubled down on double down. And the dividends have doubled down.
He went first. He held
Chris,
true.
I'm giving you a high five on the thing. Are you there?
This way?
Nice, yeah. Nice.
All right,
yeah. All right, Bob.
Okay, so he brags about being legit, and he does pay above SAG union minimums. There's the only source is one guy on Reddit who's like, I worked on a movie, I didn't realize it was this bad, but I got like $600 for like 2 days work to say like 4 lines in the desert. And
you have to respect that a little bit, you know?
You do.
Yeah.
That's kind of like giving to charity.
Yeah.
I take it back.
Yeah.
After Katrina and others. The Ferrari is Neil Breen's Ferrari. He did, outside of the stock footage, everything was filmed on 35mm film.
God, there was so much stock footage. There was so much.
I made up the tuna thing, as we have already discovered. And then, yes, each website, each movie has a website where you order it through PayPal. But sometimes
has its own website.
Yeah, so there's like a double down neilbreen.com, and there's like a Fateful Findings.
Too much.
But if one of the sites says it's out of stock, people have tweeted at him, and he says, "Oh, go to like the Cade Torture Crossing site and purchase there." But on the memo in PayPal, write the movie you actually want to buy, and I will send it to you.
Oh my God, people are doing that. Apparently, that's crazy.
His you know, another thing that would have been
Rob
actually
will
better.
be doing that soon, I'm sure.
I should have swapped out the tuna thing with his 5-film retrospective is $129 and it's on a DVD art.
I mean, that's fucking amazing.
Because he's selling it like a masterclass.
He just writes in permanent marker.
Yeah, it's basically that. It's like PC printer paper, like folded into like a digipack with like a CDR or DVD on it.
You get it on a spindle with a plastic lid.
Yeah, and he makes a night out of burning 100 of them with like a light scribe drive or something. All right, Catch-all.
Fuck yeah, man.
All right,
let's do this.
I can't believe you committed suicide. I cannot believe you committed suicide.
Are you catching all of this?
How could you have done this?
Real quick though, I got another abuser, so I'm just gonna get it out of the way so we can high octane catch-all on this, because I think it's gonna be more than 5 for you guys.
It's me. Give me the president.
Okay, cool.
Chris, you're first this week.
Perfect. Why is he so determined?
You're not going second.
I love that. Thank you. Why is he so determined to prove that he's a sloppy eater? Because this is the second movie where we're just watching him eat like one ingredient foods that he spills all over his desk or his lap.
Yeah.
Either it's just spinach on a plate, just a burger bun, or just dry tuna, and he somehow finds a way to spill it all over himself. And I'm curious as to what the connection is here.
Yeah. This is why. This is where I think he's in on the joke, because he's like.
I know it does seem that
he's
way,
like he's gonna eat sloppy, and then like he's like 3 movies in, and he's like, I forgot to do the sloppy eating thing. Let's get one in real quick. You know, it doesn't seem.
Give me a can of tuna. You know what? We're gonna make it.
I am so graceful and smart and technically advanced, but like I can't move a box out of my trunk without spilling 100 cans of tuna on the ground. You know,
he has
motor
issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tortured genius thing that we had in Megalopolis, where like Adam Driver's like, no. You know? Only it's tuna on that.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a strong connection for you. Go ahead, Bob.
I was impressed that when Chris did that, his mic didn't cut out halfway through.
We off air game. One day we worked through the game staging on that.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
So
Chris doesn't know stuff, but Rob does.
Whoever picked the opening clip, he says between this world and the other one. What other one?
Yes.
Like what other world? Right. Like, what the fuck's he talking about? That line, I wrote it down right away. Yeah.
The magical rock mushroom dice hole world.
Yeah, I guess so.
You go down that you're in the in the in between or whatever.
In no particular order, that's my first one. Go ahead, Chris.
Honorable mention for most offensive, but putting store-bought fish in the water on a riverbank. It's kind of offensive.
Yeah, he probably threw like freshwater fish into a saltwater turbine.
Yeah, exactly. He bought like 9 long dead fish and just lined them up on the river shore.
Yeah.
I thought about that too. Yeah, that was. I thought you mentioned that most offensive.
That's kind of disgraceful.
So in the write-up, can I put biological warfare for the halibut?
That's I mean for the halibut, of course, is a torture, but like that's what's funny about it. Nice job.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Wait, the whole time joke hearing in my head already. Rob's best joke I've ever heard was
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, he would constantly reference the Bruce Willis he was dead the whole time in Sixth Sense joke. And
for about 7 years straight on
Rob
Facebook.
Did. Yeah, Rob did for years and years and years. And it became like not funny because of how often he did it. But then it got funny again because he did it so much.
We bring it back.
And then it got not funny again, but then he wrote it like in permanent marker because he worked at the same place that I did. He was also a cook. And then he wrote the he was a ghost and then it said whole time the seasoning. And I thought that was the like best joke I've ever seen in writing. Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah, and then
it really got me.
When he got his diagnosis, like I made a post a while back on Instagram. Like, if he dies first, let me know so I can make the joke because I kind of retired it. But I'll do one more.
All right, so Neil puts on his latex gloves after opening the bioterror kit, not before. He opens the bioterror kit and he's like, snap. Then he's like, I can touch it now. I'm like, you already touched it. Thought that was fun.
Yeah, that's the thing is like I just like even with gloves on, I'm not sure you should just be handling like a half kilo of anthrax.
Especially when it's like windy really and you're near a dam and like a little granule that could like blow up your nostril and kill you instantly, which means 5 minutes.
In 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Bob, I had the old man has blood on his head and then doesn't and then does. But I scratched it out and I'll go with the laps, which is another thing that Rob said, but I just didn't write down that many catch-alls. To try to keep it at the 5, but the laptop screens are always off.
Yep.
Right.
Which
true.
Rob mentioned.
Very true.
But all of the laptops are never on. So what is he doing? I would venture a guess that the satellite dishes are also not connected to anything, given that there are no wires attached to them, and that the cell phones are also inactive.
I mean, it really makes the mercury poisoning theory track a little bit, though, doesn't it?
It very well does, and I think that is the best explanation, Bob, of this movie. This man is a tuna hound who has a Roman emperor level of mercury poisoning. That is, I think that's a sound theory, Rob. So go ahead, Bob.
At one point in the movie, he's like unconscious, lying in the dirt.
Yeah,
and he gets up, and immediately clicks on an unplugged-in laptop, so it's probably dead. But and then opens a flip phone, immediately starts communicating with someone. Like that wouldn't happen. Like none of that would happen.
No,
but
it was crazy.
I just want to correct you, Bob. That scene you described happened like 4 or 5 times in this movie.
He does wake up.
It wasn't just once.
9 times.
Well, I wrote it down once.
Help me, written in blood on like the fender of his BMW.
Oh, that was funny.
And not once.
I sent you guys a photo of that, right?
Yeah, there were a couple of help me's on different parts of his BMW, but not once does he connect to his computer genius in a van, Jamie Kennedy, which he should have. Yes. I thought with that flip phone. Do chemical and biological weapons cause mass destruction? Because he calls them chemical and biological weapons of mass destruction.
No,
and I think that's reserved only for explosive devices.
That's the whole thing.
Mass destruction.
Because he contradicts himself because he says like all those things are destructive, but their things all sneaky like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it doesn't cause mass destruction. Mass death maybe, but it's not blowing down buildings when you spread a whole whole line, like a Scarface line of anthrax on a guy's arm. You're not knocking down a building. But I don't think they do. Also, I just wanted to throw in that changing your license plate and then changing your clothes does not change your identity, which is something that he says. I change my identity all the time. Slaps down 6 license plates, decides to put one on the back of his BMW, and then goes to a bathroom and changes clothes, and now he's a different person.
He routinely goes to the same rest stop, it seems.
for literally no reason, because no one knows who he is. Which, by the way, just to add on to my add-on catch-all, why isn't he better at protecting his wife's identity?
I don't know.
The dead
He's
one?
the smartest man in the world. And she had a nice ass. But why didn't he keep her alive? I don't get it.
Yeah. He was blinded by love.
So this surprisingly hasn't come up yet in the episode, but it came up in our text stream. He broke into a car with a flip phone.
And like a Nokia like E90 or whatever, like the big one.
Back when cars didn't have those kind of tech, and the phones didn't have that kind of tech, he still pulled it off.
That's true. Speaking of his wife, she was like 30 years younger than him again.
Yes.
Like both movies.
Yeah.
So far.
That's not my catch-all.
Sorry.
That's not my number one. My number one, Daddy. The mustache goatee reveal. It's like high-level comedy, and it's not meant to be. It's immediately obvious that he's got a mustache and a goatee on the guy on the target.
Well, he's blonde and he's got like a black beard.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Not only is it black, but it's like clearly like nylon fiber or something. Like
Party City.
Not human. It is so not human hair. It's fucking amazing. And the guy, he like drugs him or whatever. He's just like, hey, look at me. And the guy looks at him and he just shoots him in the neck with like anthrax or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the guy passes out, and then he rolls up to some guys, the agents that are like, hey, how's the football game going? How's the weather out there? And he pulls up and he like rips off the obviously fake mustache and goatee, and he's like, here's your target. And this is on another side quest that is never really explained.
Just
if you think about it, it was just fucking hilarious.
I just want to bring up, I mentioned this on a previous episode, I think, but in Twisted Pair, he plays a man named Cade
that's his upside down balls in the pool.
Yeah. He plays an all good, all powerful, like, omnipotent, benevolent guy named Cade, who has a troubled brother who's also AI named Kale. The only difference is one is Neil Breen wearing a leather jacket and a hood like this with like the same goatee, And then when later in the movie, when Cade runs into the girl who's being abused by Kale, not knowing that he has a twin brother, she goes, "Why did you shave?" And he goes, "I never had a beard. I never had a beard." But she never mentioned a beard. He could have had a mustache or something. So
why does he repeat lines so much? Like, what is that about his storytelling?
I don't know, but he does. Yeah,
he does.
He really repeats lines a ton.
Yeah,
drive him home.
So my catch-all wasn't prioritized in any way. This is just the last one I wrote down.
All right.
I want to say this is near the end. He takes a knife and he digs into his antecubital, like the fold of the elbow.
Yeah.
And he digs something out. What was that? Like, what did he dig out?
Yeah, right. It's like a tracker or something.
They showed his
No. It was he had a biochemical release device in his arm that if he died, then cities across the world would have biochemical attacks released on them when his heart stopped pumping.
When his computer stopped updating every 7 minutes or whatever, yeah.
So cutting that out didn't kill him.
No,
right?
Like it was. No, it didn't. It was so superficial that it could just pop out.
Yes, and also the only implants we saw him get were in his eyeballs, so also makes no sense.
Right. True. We did see that.
Right. Like Cyborg.
Yes.
Okay, that is our catch-all. Anything else you guys want to mention? Because maybe there is, and then we'll.
I got a few.
To, what we're watching. Go ahead.
Okay, so every scene that has a weapon or a germ warfare implement, he always just pulls the clip out or the magazine out to check his bullets, then puts it back in before tucking it in his belt, then like taking the cap off the syringe, doing a little squirt thing, and then putting the cap back on for no reason.
Right.
So I just felt like calling that out.
That's true.
When he kidnaps the wrong couple and poisons them with the champagne strawberry with the anthrax in it, and he realizes he got the wrong one, he goes to the other couple, but like their death makes no sense because they both have a single gunshot to the front of their head. As if like
joint suicide because they knew what was coming.
But if there was only one gun and like they wouldn't be propped up like that with this, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, there's no way they could have.
It could have been like he did her than did himself, or something like that. But like it makes
you lean up against me and I'll hold your body like up against me while I shoot you in the head. And then I'll shoot myself in the head while gripping you, and that way, hopefully, I don't fall too.
And hopefully, rigor mortis hits before the wind does. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hopefully, we're petrified in just this position.
And here's one of the things I love most about Neil Breen is the flashbacks with the love of his life when they're running around on the playground. Which that would have been on if we're talking like regular, if the movie came out at the same time, like the year that it was taking place in.
Yeah,
there wouldn't be a modern playground like that. It'd be like a wooden playground with like one of those like sheet metal slides. But this was like a plastic and like metal, like freshly painted with like the AstroTurf low impact ground. So I just found that funny because it was just like he just went to a random playground and shot that scene.
Not the 1990s, but the like 2005ers.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones that we all hate in our soul because the wood ones were like far superior.
Yeah.
All right, so let's throw to what we're watching.
Sure. For our listening and viewing audience, you're going to see a jump in the tape because something happened. It might have been psychological germ satellite warfare from some man's brilliant yet simple setup.
I noticed the little Wi-Fi icon next to video connected went from green to red. So it was something with software.
Huh. Okay.
I don't know. I think we all just had a little too much tuna.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm kind of curious what the guys are watching other than videos about
government secrets.
This is what we're watching.
Right,
I'm most proud of that bumper.
It's great. Let's see if you guys stick to your guns here. Who goes first?
You always do.
First? Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, let me just get back out. Don't build suspense or anything. The Cringe trio. I watch them all with my kids.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. The cartoon's the only good one. The Jim Carrey one sucks my asshole. I absolutely hate it. If you want to see it, where can they find it, Rob?
www.theworstmovieevermade.com and just search The Cringe.
I think that Bob was not involved at this point, though, right?
No, I was not there
Yeah,
for
this
that.
was like episode 20 something, I think, right?
Yeah. But there's also another one that was like computer animation made in the style of Despicable Me, which is better than the Jim Carrey one. It's still not good. It's still just not good at all. And I think that there's a universe in which the Grinch should have been adapted well and wasn't. Other than the cartoon from like the fucking 50s or whatever.
It's like 1969 or something like that.
Yeah, something. Yeah, like that old cartoon is pretty good. I enjoy it. So do my kids. But what they don't like is the Jim Carrey one. They don't like the like Horton Hears Who version of the Grinch. Neither of which are good. And then there's a very, very, very strange Broadway style representation of the Grinch that came out a few years ago on like ABC, and it was live, and it's fucking strange. It's really awful. I almost suggest it as a movie that we do next Christmas season or something. It is horrendously like sexy. I don't know. Like the Grinch is supposed to be like a hot guy, but he's also like this fat green dude that's like rubbing his legs and shit, and there's kids that are watching. It's just the weirdest fucking thing. Any adaptation of Dr. Seuss's The Grinch that isn't the cartoon from the 60s is trash. Also, I want to mention, if you haven't seen it, if you don't know who Professor Dave is, that's okay. He's got a few million subscribers on YouTube. I'm pretty sure I've talked about him before on the show. But I've been watching Professor Dave's many takedowns on Terrence Howard, which I thought was relatively relevant because Terrence Howard is an actor. I don't know if you guys have seen Professor Dave's takedowns of Terrence Howard, but Terrence Howard thinks that he's basically amassing a cult following because he thinks he's some like mathematical genius that understands the way the universe works. But really, all he's ever done is patented a new style of drone. And he is sure that he understands that 2 + 2 doesn't equal 4. It actually, or 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2. Some weird fucking, like, he's just a total moron. And he is an actor who has this, like, grandiose opinion of himself. And it's actually really funny. So, check out Professor Dave Explains Terrence Howard. That's all you need to type into YouTube. And click the first, second, or third video that comes up, all three of which are his channel making fun of Professor Dave and some other guy, some Ben guy who, like, they're grifters who are after money out of the pockets of idiots who think that they are some super geniuses trying to disturb what is like modern science, because a lot of people don't trust modern science because they're not smart enough to understand it. I hate to put it that way. But they think that they're really smart, so they'll listen to any grifter tell them why they can understand science when they don't have a degree, when they don't study science, when they want to just understand science without doing the work. That is Terrence Howard, and Professor Dave just makes him look like a total fucking idiot. Which he deserves. So check it out, because this dude's got millions of subscribers. And if you want science education, that's another good reason to check out Professor Dave's channel. So I suggest watching Professor Dave on Terrence Howard. Bob, go ahead.
That was super long. Okay, so seasonably, since this is coming out, the week of Christmas?
Yeah.
Every year in my classroom, the day before Christmas break, we watch SpongeBob's First Christmas it's called Christmas Who, and it came out in the year 2000, and it was from like the season 2 of SpongeBob SquarePants. It's like 22 minutes long. Rob actually got me a copy of this last year because my the copy I had wasn't working on the computer I had. So thank you, Rob.
Yeah.
And in past time, this has already been watched, but as we're recording, we're doing this tomorrow in my classroom, so I can't wait. But as far as regular movies, I watched King of New York from 1990. Starred Christopher Walken. Yeah, Christopher Walken.
All right.
Lawrence Fishburne, Wesley Snipes, David Caruso, and basically lots of other 90s character actors you'd recognize. Walken's character is a crime boss, mainly dealing with cocaine. He's freshly out of prison, and the whole movie is basically Walken's gang trying to erase the competition while growing their cocaine business. And at the same time, a team of cops is trying to arrest everybody involved. It wasn't great, but the acting was great, and occasionally the dialogue was fun.
All right.
It is on like Tubi or one of those things, so if you want to see Walken be Walken, you watch it because he's walking the whole way through.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, because this is we're doing a banked episode because the holidays. I have not watched much new things since our last taping for our episode. That is Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo, which you can find on www.theworstmovieevermade.com.
Oh yeah.
But Chris, I did watch the new Grinch. I started it today because my kids saw it and they wanted to check it out. Wasn't impressed. No. And then the Minion, because it's owned by like the same company that does the Minions, Illumination or whatever. Yeah. So they saw the little Minions and they haven't been introduced to them yet. So they watched the first Minions movie and they like rewinding that one spot when they're like those big like lumbering dudes are like dancing around naked and they point at the screen and they just go butthole. So my kids are fighting over who gets to rewind and watch the butthole scene, which is kind of funny.
Who gets to watch the butthole?
Yeah. I've been doing more Dr. Insanity.
Aaron and I will argue over all the time. So I get it.
I've been watching more Dr. Insanity. For those who don't know, they do deep dives on body cam footage of horrific crimes being uncovered, and then like they show like the prime nugs of the interrogation, where like as a viewer that they haven't completely dead to rights. Like, we found the murder weapon. We have 10 witnesses that said you did it. We saw your search history. We saw this. We saw that. Like there's CCTV footage of you dumping the body, and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't there that night.
The victim's hand is in a plastic bag in a box in your closet,
labeled your name's keepsake and the date it happened. And they're like, well, yeah, I had a couple beers downtown and then I went golfing.
And then my friend John gave me this plastic bag and I was just like, let me just put it in this box with these amulets in my closet.
No, but it's great because they do such a good job like unpacking like the body language. Like his arms are crossed, or this guy's innocent, doesn't know his wife's a murder. He's sitting there with his legs open, like with his hands on the table, like completely responsive and receptive, not combative.
Body language, yeah.
But then there'll be a time where like someone who's clearly guilty, they say something and he'll pause the table like she's actually guilty, and then they'll resume playing it again. It's fucking amazing. And then what I plan to watch over the break, because what my other gig, it's they're giving me the year-end blast right now, so I'm getting all my work done at the end of the week, and so I have like a full. Even though I've been underemployed since September, I haven't had a week off. So like, I have time off before my new job starts, and I'm gonna watch the entire VHS series because I love found footage and I've not seen any of them.
Okay,
I haven't either.
Yeah, I hear like most franchises, like the first couple start out with a bang, and then like kind of you see a obvious decline. But I'm curious, so I want to check those out. Yeah,
I got quite a list of movies I'm going to watch over break. It's just, and then I'm going to space them out over future episodes because during the school year I generally don't have time to watch movies, but I will bank all these.
I'm driving to North Carolina with my kids, so wish me luck because I'm going to have my children in the car for 12 hours.
Yeah, be safe.
We do that drive twice a year, once to Florida, once to Delaware from Tennessee. For each family.
Not looking forward to it. But I am looking forward to being there because I have a lot of family down there and I can't wait to see them all. And it's going to be amazing. So I love you guys because I know they're probably all listeners.
Stop at Cookout. You're going to eat at Cookout?
Oh my God.
Several times?
Dude, you don't need to tell me about Cookout. It's fucking cheap and it's fucking delicious. And you can get a milkshake for like nothing. It's with the meal. You get like a $7 meal. You get your chicken nuggets, you get your burger, you get your fucking milkshake. It's like $7.
You get your curds. Yeah,
get those curds, dude. I encourage you.
Curd is the word. All right, so offensive minigame or
bad credit names.
All right. Where am I? Double down. Did I put them on the board? Did I put them on the board? I don't think I did. You put them on the drive? I did not on the board. They're on the drive.
Yeah.
All right, why don't you talk real quick? How about, hey, Bob, why don't you plug the webpage? And then I'll get
Check it out.
That's appropriate. Okay, so we have the www.theworstmovieevermade.com, and on that website is a little email button, and that is where you email us suggestions, because every week we do a poll for like what we're gonna watch, and like sometimes I'm scratching my head. I'm like, I don't know. I've run out of ideas. So we need you, the audience, to email us ideas.
That'd be so nice.
And if you don't have any ideas, we will come up with something. And you got to check our socials. So you check our Instagram. We have polls, and you can vote on what movie you want to see. Don't vote on another Neil Breen movie, please. It's gonna sweep the season, and we don't need that.
I've got to tell you. I don't know about you guys, but I run into these movies that like I haven't thought about in weeks, months, years, and I'm like, oh my god, how have I not done this on the poll? And then I don't do it on the poll, and then it fades from memory. And then a year later, I'm like, oh my god, how have I not put this up for the poll? And then maybe I put them up for the poll to see if they win, and then they don't, and then they go back into like another 2 months of shrouded mystery, and we don't do them again.
And I'm almost there. Okay, so I will forego my plug at the end of the episode. Anything else you guys want to say as for the plug?
Yeah, there's a fucking movie where Whoopi Goldberg hangs out with a T-Rex, and that hasn't won yet.
Okay.
I don't even remember what it's called. I haven't seen it. I just noticed that there was a movie where that happened.
Something Rex, right?
Yeah, something Rex.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Theodore Rex, maybe. I think it is.
All right.
That's it. Theodore Rex. That's it.
All right. Here we go.
Neil Breen.
And others.
Oh my god, I wish I thought to say and others.
That was totally my bad. Sorry, guys.
Chris, your timing on that was perfect, Chris. You really did that well.
Thank you.
Because I got it. I knew where it was going as soon as you said it.
I waited just long enough to say it that you knew that I knew not to say anything else.
Exactly. That made it funny. And you're right, Rob, and others would have really done that.
That would have been the cherry on the sundae, but
it would have.
I didn't think to do that. Hopefully next season when another Neil Breen movie wins. All right, let's throw it to the offensive minigame.
Yeah.
Sometimes movies are just so offensive.
There are no other therapists
that could help me get over it. This is
All
the
right.
offensive minigame.
Let's do taking from a tradesman.
Okay.
Or tuna and tap water.
If it's offensive, taking from a tradesman.
Yeah, taking from a tradesman.
I agree.
That's he's just trying to bring home the bacon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flatline flash dance.
Okay.
Or philanthropy, but only through film.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
I like that. Philanthropy only through film. Yeah. False philanthropy.
False philanthropy.
Racist RN.
Okay.
Shit.
Or Breen's bobbing ballsack.
The ball sack. Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
The racist RN, you can kind of say she's a product of her time. Like she's representing an archetype of person that probably existed during the time that movie was set. There was absolutely no reason to see Neil Breen's ball sack in this movie.
No.
That's not a product of its time. That's not like, oh, boys will be boys. That's just Neil Breen saying, my nuts are cinematic art. And there's no need for that.
No.
True. You're right. All right, let's compare these movies.
Okay.
I resign today as president of the bank.
Inconvenient truth. None of this makes sense. Let's just compare the movies. All right.
Breakin' 2. Electric Boogaloo. Or Double Down. Rob, you had a 5-star pitch for Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yes.
That gets the win for Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo. Nice job.
Okay.
We had a team 4.66. I tried to get Bob to agree to go 5. I tried to get Rob to agree to go 5, so we call this a wash.
Rob's was so good last week, so
yeah,
you're wrong.
Great. It didn't have any jizz buckets, but
it didn't have any.
As far as the offensive minigame goes, Double Down clearly won that one. Dialogue, what's worse, Double Down or Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo?
Double Down.
Double Down.
I think so.
All the repeating and the and others and all that stuff.
Yeah. What's with the repeating? Production. Words production or continuity?
Continuity, I guess.
I have a hard time with this one. It wasn't words production. It was reverse production. I think it just cut out on my mic.
Reverse production.
Yeah, reverse production.
I heard.
And that is pretty lazy. I don't know about lazy. It's also the motivation is financially based. Where
it's also cocky, where you have no reason to be.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
So to your point, you're about to say, Bob, that this is a passion project for Neil Breen. So like his intent is noble, because the other one's kind of focus group. They're like, let's just try making this happen. But just a counterpoint here, despite that, for Breaking 2, it still had better continuity than Double Down.
It did. It had better.
It did at points. It did. Remember the costume changes though, and the broken leg being suddenly healed. Like those are continuity errors. You know,
they are continuity errors. But Double Down had continuity errors like that are like plate tectonic level. Like
it's almost not worth
arguing,
but I do feel like
one scene of the movie.
Production wise, is
not.
Yeah,
all right. It's all a wash. I agree. Acting, what's worse? I don't know.
Double Down.
Double Down.
I guess Double Down. I guess.
Yeah.
What was the good acting?
Boogaloo made me laugh. Boogaloo made me laugh a couple times because they were so over the top silly. It's just like a couple times I was like, okay, this is making me kind of laugh because they're acting the way they're supposed to act for a cartoonish dance movie.
I guess when Ozone is like, and then you put the shot on her and you go, and you walk by, and you go, like
that's the one Rob just did.
No, that was.
He needs all the help he can get.
Yeah, fuck that. I hate. All right, demerits. We have broken leg buffoonery for Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo. Double Down. What do you got?
Ballsack.
Tuna.
Shit.
Ballsack tuna. We'll take
Ballsacks and tuna. All right.
Ballsack. I'm not even gonna say and. Ballsack tuna.
Yeah.
Ballsack tuna. What's worse, broken leg buffoonery or ballsack tuna?
Ballsack tuna.
Jinx.
All right, 4-1. Double Down is the worst movie of the season. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
And I will say, next episode is a to be determined. We haven't posted the poll yet. You can check out the poll on Instagram. We post the polls on Instagram. That's where we go because the polls are convenient and easy to post. So that's why we do them there. Tell me, should I post them on TikTok? I don't know. I think that I could.
I mean,
but
TikTok might not exist in a month, so I think Instagram's the better option.
It's also true that I can't post a third option on TikTok polls.
That's lame. Yeah,
really?
Which is why I've never done.
So because this is a banked episode,
I would, guys. I would put in the work, and I would do that, but I can't. Just so you know, Robin Bob, that I don't. Not because I'm lazy, but because I literally can't. Okay.
Right on. Because this is a banked episode, and we were recording back to back and releasing them as scheduled on a weekly basis, we didn't want to bombard you, our dear listener, with multiple polls within a single week. So. When this ahead of this episode coming out, we are going to just throw it on our Instagram, and then you can vote, and then we'll just go ahead and hit the ground running with that episode when we return from our sabbatical.
And then Rob is going to post his addition to the poll, and then Bob and Chris are both going to put up Theodore Rex.
Okay.
there's actually a pretty good chance of that happening.
All right.
All right, Rob, why don't you plug us and throw it to Bob for his last word?
Yeah, this is a quick plug because we just kind of, you guys did one when I fucked up the soundboard again. So www.theworstmovieevermade.com. Click the buttons, email us, interact with us, listen to us, watch us, however you choose to consume us. Just be sure that you consume us. Bob, what's your last word?
God, there's so much. I'm just gonna go with Anthrax.
Where are you?
It's a madhouse, so they say. It's a madhouse.
You know what I love?
The game, get all that?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, working.
I love all the memes about David Mustaine. One was like, dun, dun, dun. He can't fucking sing. The guy can riff like a motherfucker. He just can't fucking sing.
Yeah,
can't sing.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm a Megadeth fan though. That's pretty good.
I never did a deep dive, but he's a riff machine, so I respect it.
I was a Metallica fan, so I was